Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending my talk. I'm so honored to be speaking here at NOAH today. My name is Karim Morsy, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Algoriddim. We make DJ, a music app that allows you to easily mix all your favorite songs and playlists. It's the world's best-selling and top-grossing DJ app. Over 30 million downloads, available across all platforms. And our users are mixing over 300 million songs per year. How did we get there? Well, we all love music. And while there are countless tools for listening to music, we wanted to make it easy for people to interact with it and be creative. I started DJing when I was 12. And the way I got into it was a record player standing in my parents' living room. I was so fascinated by how easy and fun it was to put on a record, move the tone arm, and scratch the needle. Granted, my parents weren't so happy about the scratch the needle part, but that was my start into DJing. Now, when we started Algoriddim, DJ tools weren't so fun to use. They were complex to set up, they were difficult to understand, and they were super expensive. We wanted to change that. We wanted to bring those tools into the hands of ordinary people. We wanted to make DJing accessible to everyone. Well, easier said than done. How do you make something accessible to everyone? There's a few areas you need to address. The first thing we needed to fix was the price. A typical DJ system would cost around $5,000. We've reduced that cost and complexity to a $5 app. That's 1,000 times cheaper. When it comes to the product itself, there are three major areas that we had to innovate in. Number one is design. We put our hearts and souls into creating some of the most beautiful and engaging user interfaces. And in 2011, we won our first Apple Design Award for outstanding design and innovation. Number two is platforms. Most people don't use bulky equipment anymore when they listen to music today. They do it on their computers, their phones, or their tablets. So if you want to be accessible to everyone, you have to be on all those platforms. We didn't simply want to port our app to those other platforms, though. Instead, we wanted to create the best possible experience on each platform individually. So year after year, we continue to innovate and receive awards validating our mission. 2015, we won a Google Play Editor's Choice Award for DJ on Android. In 2016, we won our second Apple Design Award for making DJing accessible to the visually impaired. This is something we deeply care about at Algoriddim, and it makes a significant impact to those people's lives. And in 2017, just recently, Microsoft honored Algoriddim as App Creator of the Year. So we've received the highest honors from Google, Apple, and Microsoft. This is unparalleled by any developer in the world. Now, the third area, and probably the most important one, is content. People used to play music from iTunes, and one of the reasons for our mainstream success was our seamless integration with iTunes. You could simply launch our app, and boom, you had all your playlists and songs readily available. Over the years, though, we've noticed people's listening behaviors began to change. They were no longer primarily buying music online. Instead, they started streaming music from the internet. So we needed to adapt to that trend, and we saw it as a massive opportunity. So we've partnered with Spotify and revolutionized DJing. Through our app, you can now access millions of songs instantly. Virtually any song is only a few taps away. This is the holy grail for DJs, and it further reduces the barriers for consumers to mix music. Now, when we look at some of the stats, we're seeing a very clear trend here. Streaming music is clearly the future, not only for music consumption, but also for music mixing. And within 2 years, with the addition of Spotify, we've doubled user engagement in our app. Now let's talk about our business model. We sell apps ranging from 99 cents all the way up to $50. We also have a free version with in-app purchase. And our users don't stop there. They're hungry for content. They spend a lot of money on additional stuff, like music downloads. They pay for streaming services subscriptions. And they also buy hardware. We've created a very rich hardware ecosystem with some of the world's top brands around our app. And just to give you an idea of its size, our users have spent over $100 million on third-party accessories just to use with our app. Music technology is at the core of what we do, and we've built some cutting-edge components for audio and video. Of course, we're using them across all of our apps, but we've also started licensing them to third-party. Twitter, for example, is using some of our machine learning-based audio analysis algorithms in their Vine app. They use it to seamlessly create audio-video loops that are in perfect sync with the music. We're planning to open up our licensing program to more partners in the near future. Our team consists of 15 people. We've been profitable for the last 10 years in a row, in the millions, and we're still 100% self-funded. Now let's take a look at how we've scaled the business with such a small team. We launched the first version of DJ as a free version on the Mac in 2006. We were still in college back then. A year later, we commercialized the software, realizing that we hit a nerve. And Apple Retail started picking up our software, and it became a top seller globally. The business really started taking off, though, when we introduced DJ on the App Store. First iPad, and then iPhone. And we had a massive boost in downloads with the addition of Android. Now, when we look at some of the stats here, I find those numbers quite interesting. In 2016, for example, over 70% of our downloads were generated on Android. However, over 90% of our revenue came from Apple's ecosystem. So Apple's platforms continue to be extremely strong for us in terms of monetization. And just recently, we added DJ to the Windows Store, and we saw a significant increase in overall revenue. Now, finally, I want to talk about our users. They are the trendsetters in music, and their backgrounds are very diverse. I want to highlight 3 examples. Number 1 is DJ Arch Jr. He's not only our youngest user, he became the world's youngest DJ at just 3 years of age when he won South Africa's Got Talent. He's just 3 years old, and his performances have already been watched 50 million times on the internet. He's a musical genius and clearly shows that we unfolded his talent with our app. This is DJ Serra from Japan. She's just 17 years old and internationally renowned for her scratch performances. And finally, there are seasoned professionals like DJ Taye. He's Justin Bieber's official DJ, and he relies on our app for all of his shows in front of audiences of up to 100,000 people. So you have little babies, teenage girls, and world-class artists. They're all using the exact same product with the same interface. This clearly validates our mission: accessible to consumer and appealing to pro. And we'll continue to innovate to fuel the next generation of artists and empower consumers to embrace the art of mixing music. Thank you all very much.